Hey, music lovers! Welcome back to Ms. Music. Come along with me as we navigate these rhythmic roads of music. Hello again, music lovers. Welcome back to Ms. Music here on YouTube. So, today I attended a funeral and, I guess this is a grim way to start out, but there's a method to the madness. Just follow me here. But last night, when we all gathered around and music is being played and those who want to eat or drink, that's what they did, It was just, and all of a sudden, it looked like 5 songs in a row was somebody's songs. Oh, that's a such song right there. You couldn't get him or her off the dance floor or whatever. That was all the way through. It made me think, are there any songs in my life that really could be the soundtrack of my life? And so I was just going down one of my playlists and I found some. And they weren't always happiness that I thought, that brought some joy into my life. Because sometimes it was, maybe I was in the hospital or maybe I lost a loved one right at the time some songs were being played. Like, okay, this really did happen. When my aunt passed away back in 1980. I used to be a real big Casey Kasem Top 40 Countdown listener. Billy Ocean had just hit the charts with his ballad Suddenly. And for whatever reason, I just can't hear that song now without thinking of her passing. And oddly enough, that was not the song that was playing when we got the news. But that's what stuck in my head. I tell you what was playing, though. And that was a song by this group called Murray Head. And the name of the song was One Night in Bangkok. I just don't know what it was about those particular songs, but they were played during the bereavement. And I just remember those. And then, excuse me, y'all, if you know me, then you know that I have been a diehard Stevie Wonder fan ever since I knew what music was. But not necessarily always because his songs were, message-driven. A lot of them were, but I was still a kid, so I didn't exactly know what the message was in the songs. I just usually gravitated toward the rhythm, the melody, the lyrics. That's my favorite thing on any song is the lyrics. But I noticed one day that a lot of his music, because his heyday was in like the 70s, mid-80s, I was in the hospital for a lot of them. Like when Reggae Woman or Big Young Reggae Woman was released, I was in the hospital when that song came out. I was in there when Sir Duke came out. I was in there when Isn't She Lovely came out. And I mean, enter the charts, climb the charts, hit number 1, go down, completely go off the chart just to have yet another one pop up. That's where I was in, but it wasn't just him. I was in the hospital when this group, 3 Dog Night, came out with their song Joy to the World. Some of you may realize it or recognize it as Joy to the Fishes in the Deep Blue Sea, whatever you want to call it. That is right into this very day one of my favorite songs. What else happened? Or who else came out with something? Ooh, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Oh, what a night. I was in the hospital. I don't recall hurt, but we'll talk about me personally another time. But you just wouldn't have, they'd be like, why are you here? Why are you still here? You should be gone. You know. I had, let me see, what else? So I think my whole point in saying all of this is music it still is a very integral part of my life. And I think if most people stopped and realized it, music is a big part of theirs too. Maybe not all for the same reasons, because in as much as I can remember being in the hospital on a lot of songs, that's just a few of them. But I can also remember being at the skating rink dancing and skating to whoever, Casey and the Sunshine Band. I know I may be dating myself, but oh well. Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5, I did all that, and we would, and I was also a cheerleader, so we would decide when we had major competition. We would all get together, the cheerleaders, and decide what we wanted to do our cheerleading routines off of. But that was back in the day where you played the whole song. It's not like today where you have a line of this song and a note of that song. This was the whole song all the way through. And so most of the time, it was okay. But I remember one time, this girl, she was the only one. But she decided that she wanted us to do a routine off of this song by the group Alabama. And the song is called Mountain Music. And the coach made us do it. But as an adult now, it was only fair that we did something somebody else wanted to do, because out of the 5 years I was a cheerleader, we pretty much did everything we wanted to do except for that one time. And we took second place that year. The only year we took second place, we didn't care. And ironically, the one that insisted on us doing it off of that song, we were in Arkansas. And she ended up bringing from Alabama. We got there and she was crying and begging myself and the co-captain not to tell the cheerleading coach that she had made a mistake and bought 2 left shoes. She made a mistake and bought 2 left shoes because we used the same type tennis shoes 2 years in a row. And it was an accident, but she ended up bringing 2 left shoes. And she begged us not to tell the coach. And we didn't tell, but she kept trying to stay away from the coach. Then finally, she was like, "You might as well come on out here. I know you got 2 left shoes." She had to perform that routine in her socks. Oh boy, mountain music never sounded so good. Anyway, okay, let me see. I don't know if I've ever said or not, but I was classically trained, mainly in piano. My mother also played the piano, but I can remember growing up, she used to play Beethoven's Fürst forever and a day for years and years and years. I thought, oh my gosh, if she dies, I'll never be able to hear that song again. And I know she didn't compose it, but she is the one that I heard it most in person. Yeah, they have it all over the TVs now. They had it then, but it's just like she would just sit there and play so effortlessly. And so I always will remember my mom being associated with that song. But I tell you what, once I learned how to play it, I don't think it would affect me the way I think it would have had she died before I learned how to play it. I don't know. Music and emotions go hand in hand. Well, to me, they do anyway. Well, I think that was just a hodgepodge of things that just popped up in my mind. And I was sitting there last night, and I was just thinking over the years and all of the music acts and groups I like, because I feel like it was somebody else from back in the day. Oh, I am going to start a segment, hopefully this coming Sunday, and I'm going to call it Blue-Eyed Soul Sunday. And most of the people, if you know anything about what that means, then you know that that's when primarily rock, pop, or country artists cross over to R&B music or soul. And so I have a lot of them. Like, one of them is Alan O'Day. And it's usually just the one song that crosses over, but it still rings true. It sounds just as good now as it did then. I have a playlist like that. Just like, okay, for example, Queen. As much as I love Bohemian Rhapsody, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, oh gosh, if I hadn't bought it up, I could have told you a lot of them, because Queen is one of them. I like Queen Killer. But you know, it just rocked the world when they did We Will Rock You. But Another One Bites the Dust is what crossed over to the R&B charts. And the only reason it did is because a DJ heard it somewhere. And there was no art or album cover of the group. So he just assumed, because of the bass and then Freddie Mercury's voice, he thought that the band or the man was black. And so it crossed over. Yes, Queen is one of my favorite groups. I still listen to a lot of Queen. And Tina Marie. Now, she was just a permanent R&B singer. One of her nicknames was Vanilla Child. She just, I think everybody who knows her music is familiar with, like, Square Biz and Xanadu, Sucker for Love, her duet with Rick James, Fire and Desire. And can I let you guys in on a little secret? I never did like that song. Maybe I need to try to find a segment where we can say out loud songs that were real big hits. They have even been #1 in gold, diamond, platinum, but you just don't like. That, to me, was one of them. And I like the artists individually. I like some Rick James and a lot of Tina Marie. And, but for whatever reason, their duet together just did not do anything to or for me. I will be okay if I never hear it again. But that's not to take anything away from either of them. I just didn't care for that particular song. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. I just wanted to bring that up because it was on my mind when I got in last night. What did I do? Because I got home about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I guess I must have just went to bed. But anyway, music lovers, just a little chit chat, because I haven't done anything since I talked about Loretta Lynn. And so just look out for me. I'll have some stuff coming down the pipeline sooner rather than later, I hope. But in the meantime, music lovers, subscribers, thank you so much for being subscribed. I know I'm still a babe in the woods, but I thank you for going along this nature walk or trail with me. Thank you so very much. And visitors, feel free to join us. We would love to have you here. Let's enrich our conversation. And then, everyone, please do not forget to like, share, comment respectfully. And not only do you need to make sure that your notification bells are turned on both channels, the Book Connection channel and this channel as well, but I need you to also make sure that they are set to all on both channels as well, so you'll know every time I upload a video. And in the meantime, music lovers, just keep on grooving until we rock out again. Thank you so much for listening. Music lovers, be safe out there. And until we listen again, good night. God bless.